Hello. Gonna wait for some people to come on. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Oh my goodness, Heart Nation, what is going on? Hi, Sarah. How are you, love? Hello, hello. Okay, so you guys, I'm really sorry about the time change. We put notification up that it was going to be this afternoon at 5, and then all the things happened, and I had to run, and oh man. Hi, sweetheart. Okay, there's Anne. Oh, thank you, honey. It's good to see you too. How's Michael? How's Mike? What's he doing? Okay, Anne, are you going to request, or you want me to request you? Okay, I will send you a request, my love. Why are you so late? Why are you on so late? I was just getting ready to tell you guys. He just got back from, oh, did he really just get back? Hi, Ashley. He was in LA and he didn't come by? I forgive you. I have to get out to Austin. I'll come visit. Um, yeah, so, okay, Anne, hold on. I'm going to invite you because I see that I'll be able to, so I'm doing it. So we were scheduled to do 5 o'clock. I did an interview this morning and it was really great. And then I was getting ready to go celebrate um, a 1-year birthday of clients who became really dear friends. And I got a call and I had to change the game. We had to pivot. We had to flip the script. And then it became, okay, they were like, oh, it's only 15 seconds long. It's early labor. I sent a request to you, my love. You want me to send it again? It should be at the bottom. You should see a little figure, but I will send you another one. There you go. And then as I was getting ready to walk out the house, the mama sent a summary of her labor patterns and then said, I think we need to go. And I was like, whoa. Okay, so then I ran out the house and, okay, Anne, it says that you are unable to join. Are you private? You might need to open up your app and make it public, love. Heart and Nation, I hope you're well. How's your family? And have you not gone on live before? As popular as you are, I would think that you have done this before. Hold on. Okay, yeah, you're probably locked down. It's probably private. Okay, so guys, I'm on FaceTime. I'm driving. Don't tell the popo. I'm driving. My phone is on. I've got them on FaceTime. I'm calming her down, talking her through it. And then I realized, okay, can you request me from the end? Oh, okay. So that one is not public, huh? Girl, you got all the things. Do I even know that this one's possible? Wait, hold on. There it is. Okay, now it should work. So I'm telling her what to do. I realize her partner is not on FaceTime. I called them both. Then he pops up. He's walking on the street and he's like, what's going on? Well, hello, darling. Hello, there you are, beautiful. Cut to, I get there, I'm running. Okay, it's downtown LA. I'm running with my bag, with everything, praying that I can get there on time. I get there, I'm trying to get in. The woman down at the desk lets me in, and she's running with me to get the elevator so we can get on, so she can get me upstairs to this family, because she's on my phone, on my FaceTime. She's on the bathroom floor, right? That's what we were doing. Like it was drama. And I didn't want her to have the baby yet. So she was sitting on the toilet. I'm like, get off the toilet, lay down on your left side, breathe, blow through your mouth really hard, and I will be there. I'm coming. And Allegra's wheeling down from Hollywood, and we were like, and we arrive, we get there, she's on the floor, and she sees us, and she realizes she can start pushing.
Yeah.
Cut to baby born on call. Okay, baby born in the bag. So the bag of water was intact. You could see the hair and the head behind it. Lots of hair, by the way. And then the bag breaks and falls over the baby's face. Baby comes right on out. I move the cord, put daddy's hands under mine, and let go so he can give her baby. It was so good. It was like this long. Like and then
Oh.
it was crazy. Anyway, I made it. That's why we are going so late. I appreciate you guys giving us some flexibility so that you can meet my dear friend, Anne.
Hello.
Hello, darling. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Here
Well,
we are. I know. Mind you, I got home at around 7, right? It's, this is birth. This is what happens.
this is her. This is
It was her first baby.
What?
It was her first baby. Someone asked, was it her first baby? I'm like, yeah, it
Wow.
was. Yeah, she pushed maybe 5 times, 4 times.
Wow.
She was amazing. She was amazing.
Beautiful.
And I thought I was going to have to coach him what to do, because he got there before I did. Of course, I'm on the FaceTime. And I was like, okay, listen, if she needs to start pushing, I'm not going to tell her not to, but if she needs to, you got to listen to me. I got to talk you through it.
You cannot tell a mother to not push.
No, I was like, girl, listen, blow through your lips, try. If you cannot, go ahead and do what you got to do.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at you.
You don't want people to tear, but
yeah.
When
she did great.
Ready to come.
She was like, there's a little thing like this big, like that big. Didn't need suturing, nothing. It was perfection.
Wow.
I think that might be the shortest birth I've ever been at. It was 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
They're so happy.
Ecstasy.
This
is that time, right?
Yes. Celeste, I know you asked me to call you, and I was gonna call you. Girl, I'm gonna call you when I'm done. I'm going to bed.
I don't ever expect anything ever from you. I was just like, when things happen, they happen at the right time.
Yes, you are so great about giving me so much understanding and space around what I do. When we're supposed to get together or
somebody else. Or were you talking to somebody else? What midwife? Somebody said we can talk.
Celeste. Oh, talk tomorrow. Okay, great. I teach tomorrow from 10 to 3, Mama. So I'll call you after that, or you can call me before. Okay. All right. Here we are. Celebrating World Doula Week. And I am so excited that everybody's going to get to meet you. Yeah. I'm like, I just want to introduce people who are out there doing some amazing things. And you have actually been a healer for
20, really my whole life, but trained for about 20 years.
Yeah. So she is a Reiki master, and she is also a massage therapist, like so good, so ridiculously good. I've benefited from both of those from you, and I've been forever grateful. And I've actually got to do a lot of healing work with you.
Yeah.
So I know what you bring. I know your skill level. I know your heart. I know your belief in supporting, families. And I'm so excited that you're in this work now.
Yeah, me too. Thank you. Thank you for being the person who brought me in, because I've been looking at it for a long time, and the thought about it has been there in my mind. And then I asked you about it, and you were like, I don't teach. And pandemic, you were like,
yeah,
teach. And I was like, I'm in.
I was like, who am I to teach? I don't know, you know.
Right. Yeah. Who are you not to?
But then it was, who am I not to? My coach said to me, and Preston was just like, you've been gifted with all this and you're not going to utilize what God gave you? Oh, okay. I was like, ooh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So let's talk about your experience in birth. I know that you had, because I supported you,
Yeah.
you had a really transformational experience, and that gave you a lot of information and a lot of ideas that were going to feed your business. Like, why don't we talk about that? We can start there.
Okay. You mean my experience in birth?
Yeah, your births and what we spoke about the way I teach. I'm really about the communication through the partners, about really creating that space and where you feel really safe so that you can do what you need to do. You want to show up powerfully in your
Yeah.
vulnerability.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, part of me wants to like have a couple more babies just to like do it again. Everything I've learned. My oldest just said, yes. Yes.
She would be your doula. She'd be amazing.
Yes. Haize just said you would be my doula.
Hi, honey. Good to see you. You look great. Look how big you are.
It's tall.
You are tall. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. They're just growing. I don't know
I
what to do.
know. But yes, I mean, I like the idea of having more. And then I also like the idea of continuing to have my own life, So Skylar, if you could just go earn a few $100 million, then I'll have like 2 or 3 more. Cool? Okay. We haven't. So yeah, I feel like I learned so much through my labor and delivery. And obviously it's like anything. Nobody can tell you what it's like. It is what it is, and everybody's is different.
Mm-hmm.
Share their war stories of labor and delivery, and it's wonderful, and it's all unique, and it's all the same, and it's all unique. And I feel like I've learned, and especially after going through class with you, which I just love so much because I am a fan of oral tradition, and I'm a fan of learning through experience and communication, and not necessarily just through books. We did have books, and we did have all of those pieces, but I really enjoy the way that you teach, and it taught me so many ways to go deeper within myself, even after the fact of labor and delivery, that I just want more. I just want to keep.
Wow. I'm good. I'm done. I'm complete. But I will support you.
No.
Absolutely. Can you tell me one of the things that you were very surprised about in regards to, being a doula and working in this space, and some of the things that just felt like, oh yeah, of course, that's natural. I get that.
I haven't been super surprised yet. I feel like this is a natural progression. Is it, hi,
Yes, it is. We have men in our classes. We have men in our classes too. So yes, you're
yeah,
more than welcome to the conversation. We have some powerful men in these
we have
classes.
powerful men in this space. So who's asking that? I can't quite see
His
it.
name is Hassan.
Oh, hi, Hassan. I met Hassan on the streets.
Not on the streets.
Literally.
You always, no, this is you though. You always are striking up these amazing relationships on the street, in a party, at a meeting, and then they're for life. Like,
well, this gentleman was dressed to the nines, and you could not see him. And we had to stop and compliment him on his clothing. Hassan, remind me of where you're from. Yes, but it's a large continent. Africa. But Hassan is a student right now and also a politician and busy, you know, making a difference in the world. And thank you for asking, Hassan, because that was really thoughtful.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was really thoughtful.
honoring the space. I appreciate that. But yes, we definitely want to hear from you as well. You know, we have men in birth, the fathers are showing up, the partners are showing up, and we really want them to be, oh, Uganda.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We really want them to, you know, participate and change the whole narrative around men in birth. You know, oh, hello, come on in. Um, okay, go ahead. I'm sorry, because we got excited about Hassan and his
Yeah.
question. So you said you're not finding anything that's surprising yet.
Not yet, but I'm a baby. But I'm a baby in this work, you know, and so I think that, oh, I was going to say that I think that this has been a natural progression from what I already do. I've been doing healing work for 20 years. I teach Pilates and Kundalini yoga, and you know, this is a world that I've been very comfortable in, and so, you know, a lot of what I do is going deep, and so I haven't been super surprised. But then again, I'm a baby. I, you know, I'm open to being surprised and learning and being willing to see where there is space to grow. So
Mm-hmm.
I had the most phenomenal first experience as a doula. I was lucky enough to be the doula of a friend for a friend of mine who was so kind to trust me along her journey. And she's a single mother by choice. And she allowed me to cut the cord. So that was very special. But also, it was meant to be a hospital birth, which is kind of where my
Uh-oh, I can't hear you. Can you guys hear her?
I'm not quite sure what's going on with my. Can you hear me now?
I can
Can
hear
you
you
hear?
now.
I
Oh,
did put not disturb on, and it's
it's disturbing you?
disturbing. Um, but my focus really is women of color in hospital settings, and so my friend was lovely enough to trust me in her birthing process. And originally we had thought that it was going to be in a hospital, and then she found kindred
Oh,
spaces
yay!
is where you are, which is hilarious. I mean, and rightfully so, right? That's where you've been studying, and I didn't know that. And so that's it's from her house in LA, and in you know, in a space that's like typically you have to go a little bit further for this kind of phenomenal care. And I got to be a part of midwifery, which I was not expecting. I was expecting to step into a hospital setting, and I got to go to her house at 4 o'clock in the morning. And my upstairs neighbor, a phenomenal man, talking about men stepping in, he came down and got my children ready for school so that I could leave. And I got to
Nice.
the house, and we walked the neighborhood and slept and walked the neighborhood and slept. And she took a bath and went to the birthing center. I got to her house at 5 a.m. She had
Okay.
a baby at like 11, and in a tub, the way she wanted, with music, phenomenal people around her. And I could not have asked for a better first experience.
That's amazing. That
Yeah.
is so beautiful. Yeah, you know, Allegra and Kim at Kindred Space are for real. And now they've got Ayana and Hiroko there. So it's such a really special place. And I'm really grateful that it's there. And they are just supporting community left and right. There's so much there for people. It's really great.
Yeah. And I was really I was really thankful to be welcomed into the space, because I understand what it is meant for and how it was created, and I was grateful to be able to be a part of it.
Mm. Okay, I have a question for you, my love.
Yeah.
real quick. Just tell me, do you know somebody named Toxic Avenger 93?
No.
So I'm getting, oh, see, I never do this.
What?
But he just put a question in the chat. It is so inappropriate that I'm going to report it. I
No.
never have to do that because nobody does that to me.
I've never,
So,
I've never heard of that person.
wow, amazing. Um,
Goodbye.
goodbye, my friend. Goodbye, goodbye. Okay. Okay, my goodness. That's why I never do that. That was too much.
Yeah. I
That-
on my computer and I wasn't able to get the account that you requested me on, so I
Mhm.
phone and I can't see the chats that are
Oh,
happening.
okay, okay.
I mean, I see them kind of, but I'm
Well,
not
we'll
really
pay
paying.
attention. We'll pay attention. We can get,
Yeah,
if someone asks you a question, I'll make sure you get it.
please, thank you.
Yeah.
An appropriate
Um,
question, thank you very much.
what?
An appropriate question, very much.
I thought you said yes. An appropriate question. So, could you tell me how you feel that? I know that your desire was to support women of color, Black and brown women, and that was very important to you because your children are, you know, brown.
Yeah, it was important to me before I
It
had
was
kids.
before, but
Yeah,
then you, in your birth, I remember you saying, "Wow,
yeah,
wow,"
yeah,
with Princess.
yeah.
Um, I remember it striking you a little bit differently,
Mm,
and you wanting to really, be active in it. I mean, maybe you and Asana get together and do some policy work and changing the way insurance deals with, home birth and doulas, and
yeah,
who knows what
that's right.
you can do to change that whole dynamic and make it more, women friendly. Is
Yeah,
that
well,
even?
part of it is being in it and a part of it in order to learn how things can change, and I've never been a political person, but life is political. So, when I say that, I also know that you being alive is political. So I am open to being used how I'm meant to be, and so
Yeah.
in it. And my focus is on being able to help people one person at a time, whoever steps into my space.
Hmm.
But when you do that and you step into those spaces, into the hospitals, and you get to know hospital policy, and you get to, I mean, I'm watching doulas all over the country, in Alabama, putting up some of the first birthing centers in Alabama, like brick by brick out there, making sure that people don't
Yeah.
put fence in the middle of a walk, like
Hey,
way.
Dr. Midwife is doing the most there. She's got her and oh my gosh, they're doing such amazing work. That
And
center is up, and she's doing it.
yeah, and brick by brick. But that's the
Hmm.
thing, like, I do know that when I step into those spaces, then I can learn more
Hmm.
ways that I can help shift things.
Yeah, and it is important to know what is happening in regards to birth in different states and cities because the policies change
That's right.
left and right. And, you know, I guess, I mean, we were talking about this earlier today. The one of the biggest things is to have representation
Mm-hmm.
that looks like the people who need that support,
Yeah.
and then they can have some help around the medical aspect of it, and insurance, health insurance, and finding ways of bridging the gap between OBGYNs and midwives and doulas and pediatricians and
Yeah.
midwives. There's just a lot of competition and a lot of hate, and you know what, it seems like, I'm going to tell you the story. I thought this kind of thing was really gone, or like not happening as much, and then I went into a birth, and this doctor really hated doulas, like just didn't
Oh,
want at all,
yeah.
was just really purposefully cruel. And I had to shield up and protect myself. And there was no way I was going to leave my client. And I was going to do what I was supposed to do there.
Mm-hmm.
But it was very uncomfortable, and it felt very rooted in the past, although it was present day,
Got it.
right? And we know that the way they are trained, they're taught, it's all in the system. It's all in their schooling of how they treat people of color and how they treat anybody who's not doing the medical model. And I was mentioning earlier how I'm so grateful when I meet a OBGYN who is not that,
Right.
who steps out of the box and wants to, learn more.
Yeah.
I was at a birth yesterday, and he was a anesthesiologist, and then the person who came in with him was a nurse.
Mm-hmm.
And he was so excited to ask me questions about doula work. And the anesthesiologist thought, I feel like I should do a course too, because, there's other things that could be useful, and not everybody wants this, or even like a temporary dose. That, if I knew other ways to provide relief and comfort, who knows what I could do? And I was like, who knows what you could do? I mean, out of the box thinking, I'm appreciating it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, great, yeah, what could you do? But they were really interested in just having the conversation
I love that.
around it, and that was good.
Run into that often, which is the point. It's
Never.
unfortunate. It's unfortunate. I do feel like, at least my hope is, that the kind of like the idea of the Eastern Western uh, philosophies are starting to meld a little bit more, but this isn't even Eastern. This is world.
Yeah. It's just humanizing the experience instead of, making them be hooked up to everything all the time with no explanation, no freedom, no nothing. Hi, Cheryl.
And my hope is that people in general, no matter what profession you're in, are constantly willing and interested in learning. And anybody who steps into your space is going to be able to teach you something. So, that's my hope, is that people just keep continuing to be lifelong students of
Right. The
whoever.
moment we think we got it and we know everything, it's done. It's over.
Yeah.
We have then become a liability.
Yeah.
You just have. I mean, you have to stay knowledgeable, stay current. You have to learn all the new things. You've got to be able to understand the filter that people are processing through at that given time. So who I am now is very different from the woman I was, the healer I was, the coach I was prior to the shutdown.
That's right.
Because out of it, I had to feel a need, right? All of this, like it informed my practice and my capacity to hold more and to understand a little bit more what was happening. I mean, could you imagine, my love, doing what these women are doing, being isolated, being without family, shutting down, worried about money, partners are stressed, they're stressed. Like, it was a whole different thing. I can
Yeah.
only imagine what they were going through. And so it really opened me up to be even more compassionate about what they're experiencing and to help them process it,
Yeah.
To help them find power within what was happening.
Absolutely. And I really think that collectively we are only just starting to get a glimpse of what we just went through. Hey, there's Robin. That is the
That's
love
her.
that allowed me to.
That's her. Hi, Robin.
My first
Welcome.
experience. Hi, Robin.
Ooh, Thrive Holistic Bodywork is here too, and Ross William. Hi, guys. Thank you
Hi.
so much for jumping in.
Yeah. We're just beginning to like understand and learn and feel what we just went through, because it's changed us for sure. But going through it, that's nuts.
Yeah. I, you, oof.
And
It was,
part I want to bring to to people having babies now, because that's what I'm stepping into, is what I've already gained knowledge and education in, and the healing aspect of things, to be able to help people heal as they're becoming parents. And we all, no matter what we've gone through, whether it's pandemic or just life. Yeah.
Absolutely. I really would love for you to share, and I know it's big, and I know it might bring up things, because I realized how your essay that you wrote as a part of being ready to be certified in my training, you chose the book Birthing the Black Body.
Killing the Black
I mean,
Body.
Killing the Black Body, excuse me, Killing the Black Body. And I was really interested in who would pick what books. All those books are important. All of those books I wanted everybody to read and to go through. But you you really dove into it. And when you gave me your oral report on that book, I was floored. Your understanding of it, the nuances and the in your face parts, the way it would impact our future, and the understanding of it right now and in these families. Like, you understood it. And I would really love for you to share your takeaway, because you blew me away. It was the best. It was ridiculous. And I'm still, you see, I'm stumbling. It was unexpected.
Yeah.
And it was you thoroughly understood that book. And that book is not easy. Paragraph at a time, that book.
I had to pick it up and put it down, and pick it up and cry and put it down. And
It's intense.
I had to really allow it to pass through me, because but it's important for what I say I want.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And I really want to commend you on your tenacity.
Thank you.
On your courage, and on your clarity about who you are in this work and how you are going to show up. And everybody in the class got that and understood that. So much so that everybody felt safe to express what they needed to express, and to, allow themselves to die away
All
from
of it.
old beliefs and small thinking, all these things. It was a microcosm of the macrocosm, and it was so beautiful. And people were healed left and right, and finding their purpose in the work and in life. It was pretty amazing. I was really blown away.
We had some phenomenal human beings in that class. We had some very, very powerful presences in that class. And it's never never lost on me that the right people show up in the right spaces for the right things at the right time. And so thank you for that acknowledgement. That really, it means the world to me, because, and I was talking to my friend Haley, who's here right now, about how important it is. I was talking about myself, but for all of us to be seen, to really, really be seen. And I feel like you see me, and I appreciate you continuing to see me, and to nurture me and my growth in this work, and to believe in me, because we all have our moments where we're like, oh man, I don't know if I want to keep doing this. I don't know if I should keep doing this. I don't know if I'm good enough to keep doing this,
Exactly.
And I just appreciate your belief in me, and and who I am in this world. So yes. So you wanted me to just speak on the book, and like
how it affected you, and why you chose to give me an oral report instead of a written essay, and how it fell on you, because it did fall on you in a deep, deep way. I know, Cheryl, you should read I asked her to write it down. I said, I know you did this oral report, but I want it written because you need to publish it. Everybody needs to see that and hear about it.
I'll try. I'll try to write it, but I wanted to give it orally because I hated school. I am a good writer. I'm a great writer. Writing comes very easily to me, but I don't like things that are structured.
Mm-hmm.
Hardly at all. And so that's why I continue to know myself. I say knowing yourself is half the battle, and put people around me that are more structured, because I prefer to live more unstructured, and
Mm-hmm.
it allows me to be who I am and do what I do. But I wanted to be able to give it to you in an authentic way that worked for us. And
Yeah.
I'm grateful that you said yes. So, it's been a little bit since I gave you that oral essay, but basically, the beginning of it talks about slavery and how the history of birth among Black women in this country has been extremely violent and very orchestrated by a white presence. And that's where we start.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where do we go from there?
That book is so deep.
Yeah. Women lying on the ground with an indent into the soil to protect the what's the word I'm looking for? The things that you sell, the product, to protect the product, but whip the mother.
Right.
So that's the beginning of it. Yes, it's called Killing the Black Body. And then we go into policy through the years, and we talk about Planned Parenthood, which originally had perfect interest for you not liking structure. Oh,
yeah, exactly.
yeah. So, it was interesting. The thing that interested me the most, because I come from a family that has really supported Planned Parenthood and what they have done. And I found it interesting to learn that Planned Parenthood really had originally been for women across the board.
Careful.
But Planned Parenthood would not have happened had they not decided to take a stance against Black women. They had to take a racial stance in order to get themselves into the space. So that's still being held against them. I understand that. I get it, but it's not where it was started.
Right.
But so learning all of the policy pieces around birth and Black bodies, and why it's really important for any healthcare worker to really be aware of the fact that it might not be you, it might not be the people who walk through the space going, I'm not racist, I'm not racist. It's been placed into our systems.
It's in our DNA. It's cellular.
It's in our DNA.
Cellular level of understanding that violence and that abuse.
Absolutely. All of ours.
All of it.
All of
everybody.
Yes. But within our systems, it's super important for anybody who is in this business. I don't know who's watching, but who's in the medical care industry, to be able to just pay attention to the little pieces that happen every single day, all the way around, that you can see the little tiny things that start to happen that are built into the system. I mean, the biggest one is Black people don't feel pain.
That is still taught.
It is still taught. And skin blemishes on skin issues have been taught.
Right. Did you see that interview when the young man was talking about how he realized that there was nothing there that spoke to how these skin issues, or the way that you can read and assess something is different because our skin is darker. Right. He did. And so he created his own thing. And that is what's really interesting, that when you say to a practitioner or a care provider, have you ever seen any of these illustrations? in black and brown bodies.
No,
Any drawings, anything. When
no.
you don't have representation of yourself, it feels like you are less than. It feels like, you know, and for people just to get it for the first time during the shutdown, during this
Yeah,
pandemic, to
yeah,
see what's out there,
yeah,
it's really eye-opening and
yeah.
very intense and very intense.
How is it for you? Because what's interesting for me is that I have always been drawn to the Black community, the Black culture. Like, it's like, I don't know. I don't know if it's a past life. I don't know what it is. I don't, I don't know. It is what it is for me. And I feel like I knew. I have always felt like I knew. And I think it was around Trayvon Martin that I started to realize again in a different way that I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
And it was again around Floyd that I was like, but that's where I think a whole lot of people started to wake up. But even again, I was talking to a friend on the phone, and she was talking about her therapist, and I said, "Oh, you know, is she white?" Because the way she was talking, she said, "Yeah," and I said, "But you know, she gets what it's like to be a Black woman in America," and she goes, "No, she's white," and I was like,
Well, why are you with her?
well, because I mean, I guess she can speak enough to, but it's like, I just, you know, as much as I want to understand and as much as I do understand, and, you know, you'll never, no, you cannot. But my question was going to be, how has it been for you during this time watching so many people wake up and maybe be able to acknowledge things that maybe they hadn't been able to acknowledge before? Has that felt healing to you?
Yes and no, because a lot of people woke up, witnessed, and then made a choice to shut it down. It's too deep, too much, they can't own it. And there's a lot of polarization and no more prevalent and places where I witnessed it than in, you know, hospitals. I can bring in a black and brown family and they get profiled from the get at the intake. When they're admitting them in, they get a certain type of questioning and a certain type of way they're dealt with that's completely opposite when I bring in a family that is white or presented white at birth. You know what I mean? Like, vastly different
Yeah.
things. If they own their birth at a hospital, if a family of color says no to these things, no to that, no, we're not going to do that, we'll sign the waiver,
Yeah.
they get a little bullied. They can get bullied. You know, it's been soul crushing to witness them have to really fight for their no
Yeah.
and say, we're very clear. We've studied everything. We're making a great choice for our family, and I'm not interested in that. I do
Yeah.
not want that. I'm willing to sign the paper, and then get people called in because they won't do it.
Yeah.
You know, but then this is the thing. My clients, I have to make sure they are more prepared than anybody because they need to know. So, for example, you know, there's a lot of issue now around whether or not to get the vitamin K shot, right?
Yeah.
Um, and they were giving them a hard time, and then CPS came in, right? Um, but my client said, and it was beautiful, said, so we've
All right.
studied the facts about.
That's me, Cheryl. Are you talking about colorism? So I just wanted to get that.
So even skin color among Black people.
Are you talking about colorism, like walking into a hospital? And then Robin said, I definitely had to fight for the no with my firstborn, which is why,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Um,
It's
yeah,
crazy, but they literally had to say what they understood about their choice. And because I educated them about it, they could say, listen, our baby was not in the canal very long. This baby has no molding on its head. There's no hematomas. There's no bruising. We feel
right.
quite confident in saying that we are okay without getting this injection, and we're not circumcising, so we have more reason that we feel safe. So that those are our reasons. They are valid reasons. And they pulled up research. Like, it was really great, but pitiful shame that they had to do that.
Yeah.
But it was fantastic that they were prepared that way, you know. It's just it's not better.
Right. Right. Yeah.
It's not better. Right now we have some, you know, who are just, they want it the way it always has been. They want, they're just not willing to come out of their comfort zone and embrace a new way of thinking or a new way of being in the space. And they're not willing to fight for everyone's rights. You know, they will assume drug addiction in the people of color that I bring in and do a test without informed consent, without asking. They're supposed to let them know. They don't all the time. They don't. But then there's some people that I'm like, you should check those people over there because they look like they're on all the things, you know. They never say anything. They never look at them. They don't do anything. So it's really that, you know, we have to fight and support and educate
All the time.
all the time. Like we can't stop.
Right.
And we have to encourage them having agency over their body. Cheryl, I've seen it between light skin and dark skin Black people. There is a difference in how they're treated. Yes, there is. Absolutely. There is a difference in how they're treated. There's a difference in our community that comes from, you know, the time of slavery, that we do that to ourselves, you know. And I'm just standing in the place of hoping, willing it almost, that we can heal from this and that we can make some strides to change this dynamic. It's just,
It's exhausting.
it's exhausting.
It's exhausting. And people talk about it not being possible to change, and it's impossible to change, and it'll never change. And you know what? It might not, but we don't get to stand in that space if
No.
we don't get to stand in that
Yeah.
space.
We have to keep pushing, keep doing it. And that's why, you know, I spoke to you guys in the class so much about self-care, and not that little cute self-care.
No.
Like the real deep,
The real,
you are raging and pulling and sobbing and healing and letting go of what you have been witnessing with your eyes wide open, and what you're feeling in those spaces. You know, we to be able to do that, we have to really take care of ourselves and really heal, and, you know, and support each other in doing that. You are always reaching out to me, whose hands have been on your body. When can you lay down? When can I give you some? And I'm like, girl, I don't know. And we made plans like 2 or 3 times, and I had births, and I had, you know,
but the love is there.
But the love is there. Yeah. And just knowing that someone's thinking of me and my well-being allows me to exhale and allows me to take deep breaths.
Yeah.
You know, that I have support in taking care of myself. And, you know, I'm always going to provide that for you all, my students, my mentees, you know, I'm going to be there. You're at a birth, you need to crash at my place because you're at Cedars. Come on over. You know, you need some food. Did you eat? Let me bring you some juice. You know, I'm always doing that, and I have been blessed with people doing that for me. You know,
I have video of you at my birth, and my mom came through, and you were looking like it was going to me, and she came to give it to you, and you said, all this for me? You know, because it's like you come to bring the support, but it's so important that there is like the support for you, because you put forth so much, man.
Yeah. We do a lot in that space, physically and energetically. Hi, Rebecca. Rebecca's another doula, teacher, educator, Reiki person. And she also, we support each other. We back each other. We do the same thing. You know, if we need support, we reach out. And the milk doula Expert? What? Hi, honey.
Um, it's me, Cheryl said we have to stop ignoring what we see. I can't get back to it, but first we have to know what it is. Yeah.
Yes,
You know what? Sometimes
Cheryl. Very astute, Cheryl. We
it
do.
it's tricky because even when you know what it is and it's important to you, sometimes it's really hard to speak on. Sometimes like the things that show up, at least for me, I'll speak for myself when it comes to racism and I mean, sometimes just uncomfortable things in general. Sometimes it's like, it's almost paralyzing
It
how
is.
like impactful it can be. And then later you're like, fuck, why didn't I say something? Or how did I could have done, or whatever it, whatever it is. But sometimes
Yeah.
it's like it's super super impactful, but yes, we have to stop ignoring it, uh, and we have to have training around language around it.
Right. Right. Being able to name it, claim it, express it, get rid of it,
Yeah.
which is why it's so important to have community to go back to, which is why I really was encouraging you all to talk to each other, to call each other, to check in on one another, um, because there can be a lot of trauma. There's been times where I've come out of the hospital and I just need to cry. I just need to release. I just need to get fetal because it was so painful to experience or witness, or I watched somebody just absolutely disrespected, or bullied in the space. I've had people, I'm like, you can fire them, right? You're paying for this hospital room. Your insurance, that's what this means. Do you
Right.
want her back in here? Because I can go out there and tell them that she's never to come back in. Is she fired? She's fired. Great.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it when they own the room and they make sure that everybody in there knows that it's not another day at work for them.
That's
That they
right.
know it's a sacred moment. And oof,
Like my
they got
first birth, the nurse literally had her knee, her elbow
her
on my knee as I was getting ready to push, and she was like talking to the doctor like this with her elbow on my knee.
just casual, just talking.
I was like, I think you've done this too long.
Yeah, you might need to exactly, exactly. And for them it is work, so they do slip into casual. So I felt it was really important to make sure that you all as doulas in your training understood what it means to create that energy in that room,
Yeah,
to make it so palpable that they come into the room and have to go, whoa,
that's
what's
right.
what's and they have to slow down and
That's
they
right.
have to recalibrate and they have to enter into that room with some reverence and some
That's right.
respect. you
That's
know
right.
I'm like, oh, you need to come out again. Oh, you need to go back out and try that again. I've done that a couple of times, and I
Good.
bring a lot of humor to it, and I'm always
Right.
being loving, but I'm like, oh, do you want me to get you something?
Yeah.
Because you seem like you need you here,
And
I'll go
that's
get you something.
we're all human.
Sometimes they're just the nurses do a lot, and they're
Yeah.
just as disrespected as everybody else, when they're trying to help and support. And then there are some who just mail it
Don't.
in,
Yeah.
you know but we all have to have accountability. My job is not to tell a nurse what to do,
Mm-hmm.
but in my community I totally expect, hi, expecting bliss, I totally expect my fellow doulas to call me out if they feel like I'm getting sloppy.
Right.
'Cause we all need to hold each other accountable so that we keep this craft and this field viable, because all it takes is a couple of people just kind of mailing it in with
Yeah.
no integrity around any of it, and then we're in trouble in in qualifying what we do as essential.
Yeah. Absolutely. I want to talk to you more about birth policy in
Hmm.
in and these surrounding areas, because that's where I'll be working more. Maybe some in Colorado as well, but
Hmm.
um, because I really want to be really educated as I'm stepping into hospitals about what the policy is, and
Hmm.
support people, the same. way that you're talking about in terms of really knowing exactly what it is that they need, want, and even if they want to be doing it at home, all of the things are important to know just in case they end up in a hospital setting for whatever reason. So
Everybody needs to be informed. Yeah,
yeah, put a pin in that.
definitely. We will put a pin in that. We will definitely revisit that. But I also would want you to speak with Sarah Ferguson.
Okay.
Birth in the Block is my one-stop shop for all things policy, all things Medi-Cal. She has a really great understanding of it, and exactly what we need to do and what these things really mean in the long run. So yeah, I will definitely make sure that happens. Hi, Jen. Feedback Facts is on. Love her. If you're not following VBAC Facts, and you should, because she will help you support women who want a vaginal birth after cesarean. Like, she's
Okay.
amazing. She's amazing. Sacred Doula's back too. So somebody said, I think I saw someone say, interview the caregivers. It was Cheryl. Cheryl, what do you mean? Like different modalities of caregivers? Like, what do you mean? If she's still on, maybe. Uh-oh, we're frozen a little bit. Can you guys hear me? Hi again. Thanks for coming, dropping in. And can you hear me? Okay. I think she's frozen. Oh, I lost her. She's going to come back in. If you are referring to interviewing care providers, I definitely want to do that. I just want everybody to know what's available, because most people don't. Most people don't know that if you worked with the lactation consultant, that maybe you could actually change the baby's ability to nurse. Maybe you don't necessarily need a procedure. Maybe you just need a lactation consultant who knows what they're doing. Maybe you need craniosacral work. Maybe you need, so I think it's really important that people know what's out there and what the benefit is. Because I've through the Victoria Project seen what can happen for a pregnant family if that body is supported and taken care of. For
Absolutely.
circulation issues and sleep, acupuncture is so incredible. And we've got Anissa on the team and so many other amazing acupuncture people that we use, and chiropractors who can make a difference. If mom hip is out, or if she's having round ligament pain, we want them to feel good going into the labor, not suffering, not struggling. We want them in their bodies and feeling beautiful and amazing and powerful. And so I really think it's important that they know what's out there and they get to meet some of these people,
And the project, which I had the pleasure of working with, again, he's just amazing how it just all has been like this. But what you just said, like being supported, just even knowing that you have those options and that you have an organization that's looking out for your options for you, is like these mothers who are doing so much trying to figure out all the paperwork and doing all of the things. It's like there are some safe spaces that you get to go.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
that opens some hips.
That opens some hips and drops some shoulders. Yes, it does. Releases the furrowed brow. So yeah, all of those things. I think you're right, Cheryl. I think you're right. We should be introducing more of the practitioners, more of the different modalities that support birth. I think, yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. Can you share with people and what you're up to, what's happening with you in the future? What is your availability? Do you have space right now? If somebody's looking for a doula or a Reiki master or, healing therapy or any of those things?
Yeah. Absolutely. I do online work. I can do sessions with, you know, Pilates, Kundalini, coaching. Also, you know, here I'm in Studio City and I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing a lot of stuff here out of my house right now. I'm not traveling quite as much.
Okay.
Um, I will travel.
Mm-hmm.
But so, and then in
How can
terms
they find you?
so here, but also on the